for Caleb Williams and find those dead areas in the Rams zone defensive scheme.
Well, on cue, he finds a soft spot in the zone in front of a couple of zone defenders, and he's got a first down to move the chains. Rams bring an extra man. Williams gets rid of it to Cole Kmet, and a great job by Quinton Lake to bring down the big tight end, preventing him from picking up the first down. Another Bears blitz. They're bringing pressure early, and Stafford's getting rid of it fast. It's Jordan Whittington, the rookie out of Texas, with a 14-yard pickup. It's his first time here with fans since 2018. Oh, wow, he just flipped it to Parkinson with all that pressure coming. Parkinson gets knocked down by Booker, but it's a first down and more of the elite processing that Mark was talking about. Throw on different platforms, throw off balance, etc. This time he's going to get wrapped up, and the Bears pass rush finally gets to him. And this is a good start to the season for Jervon Dexter Sr. Here is Williams. They'll keep it conservative and make it easier for Carty. Bears have been pretty solid all season so far on third down defensively. The perfect start for Carty continues. He's made all 12 of his field goals and PATs combined. The Rams strike first in Chicago. Extra man for the Rams. Williams under pressure. Oh, and he has to get rid of it. Good pressure by Los Angeles with Jared Verse. We talked about it, Fisk and Verse. Four-man rush. Stafford finds Whittington on the cross, and it's third down and short. So they get a very good maintenance play to set up a third down and manageable situation here. Off the fake, deep drop, looking downfield. Tutu Atwell makes the catch. He's got a first down in front of Tyreek Stevenson. And a flag is thrown as the two are jostling out of bounds. Stafford, stepping, looking, throwing sideline, right into the hands of Jaquan Brisker. It's picked off. It's Chicago ball. Their 7th takeaway already this season.
The defender did not reestablish back in bounds with both feet. He had 1 foot out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds, put 1 foot back down in the field of play, and then jumped in the air and caught the ball. He was not established as an incomplete pass.
So Carty comes out for a 37-yarder. And an easy one for him as he continues his perfect start. Now a little read play for Caleb Williams, and he runs past the sticks and picks up a first down. A half dozen Chicago penalties. Williams stepping up in a tight pocket is able to deliver it. And out back to the 41-yard line is the rookie Rome Odunze.
And they bit themselves again.
With their 4th offensive line penalty of the game. And that ball is out. Williams got hit. Matt Pryor is trying to jump back on top of it. And Braden Fisk continues to cause havoc against opposing quarterbacks. Sean McVay with an excellent game called. And Matthew Stafford with yet another comeback victory. Now he goes to work with a 6-0 lead. That ball is out. And the Bears defense may have come up with a crucial play. When the offense has struggled, the defense has come alive. Montez Sweat knocked it free. Kyler Gordon comes out with it in Rams territory. The mini fridge, Kramer the fullback, the give to Johnson, and the Bears have tied the game after the takeaway.
They're loving this kid's rush and picking him up in the offseason.
Played a bunch of games against the Rams. Stafford's got time and a target and a first down to Jordan Whittington at the 47-yard line. His 4th catch already. That's the most by a Rams receiver today. A lot of receivers have had to step up in the absence of Kupp and Nakua. Stafford downfield, wide open, Tutu Atwell. Down near the 31 of Chicago. They will run it, and it is Rivers. Kevin Byard came flying in, but Rivers sidesteps and moves ahead. 3rd and 15. 5 in the pattern for Stafford. Had that ball deflected, and that was a very smart play by Tutu Atwell.
They're going to get this ball back, plus their timeouts.
Oh, wow, what a hook! Initial kick looked like it was going to be online, and that took a way hard left turn for the first missed kick. 54 seconds left, second down for Williams. Pressure was coming, and he got it to DeAndre Swift. Oh, this looks like what he did in the preseason. Swift to the sideline and out of bounds. It's a long play for either team, 27-yarder to Swift. Williams gets hit. By Verse, stays up, on the move.
Got him.
And he connects with Swift, who dives ahead near the sticks. They'll mark him out of bounds to stop the clock. They're in field goal range. Williams taking a shot, and a little bit of mistiming there. Moore had slowed down. Cairo Santos missed his first field goal of the season last week from 56. Otherwise, he's been excellent. And that continues.
Continue with the field goal fest.
Yeah. Two tight ends, 12 personnel to start this Rams series, and they go right back to the ground game with Kyren Williams. Williams, a really good patient runner. He waits for these holes to develop. This is one of the best backs that I don't think enough people talked about last year. Ended up top 5 in the league. Exactly what Mark was talking about when we came out of the break. Here is Rivers. Another good run for the Rams. Xavier Smith is on for his first career offensive snap in the NFL. Stafford flips it ahead for Parkinson. Jalen Johnson in space against the big body tight end who takes it about a yard shy of the line to gain. Pressure coming. Stafford got rid of it fast. Faster than he wanted to. Incomplete. It's 4th and goal. Riccardi with his 4th field goal attempt already. And it'll make it a 1-point game. Williams slings it. Cole Kmet coming off a career game last week where he had 10 catches. He takes it out for a first down.
Sets him up with a first down and a fresh set of downs.
There is Swift again. Big hole, and his best run takes him close to the marker at midfield. Most veteran tight end ever play the game. More games than any tight end in NFL history. Swing it out, Swift. DJ Moore blocking for Swift, and Reeder grabs him by the ankles to set up 3rd down and short. Let's see on 3rd and 3, interesting formation. And they will run the ball with Johnson and get the first down, and it's almost, I know the fans here are happy that it's a first down. Back to Johnson. A shifty run to pick up a second consecutive conversion. Rams bring an extra body. Williams protected. Williams to the back of the end zone for DJ Moore and a touchdown. Their first connection together. More than a handful of times in his 16-year NFL career. Off the play action, a staple of Stafford's offensive game. He finds Whittington for his 6th catch of the day and a good gain after the catch. He's likely to miss at least a couple more games. They have an early bye in week 6 through the Rams. Stafford, Atwell wide open in front of Jaquan Brisker, and Tutu Atwell finding the space for a long gain. These West Coast offensive minds. That stretch play to get it to Kyren Williams, who gets the first down and plenty more until Byard knocks him out of bounds. Excellent run from Williams to set up first down and goal for Los Angeles. Down by 8 to start the 4th. Right to Kyren Williams, and he is into the end zone. A 7th straight game with a touchdown for Kyren Williams. A little disjointed on that mesh point. Williams will deliver to Swift in space. He stumbles but picks up enough to move the chains and a first down as Roseboom makes the tackle in that wide open area. He's basically getting a color and a number and then relaying whatever the corresponding play is to his team. He wants to be able to check. That's a heck of a throw And a great play by Cole Kmet, who had a bunch of those in Indianapolis last week.
Stretch for that football.
And now the tempo again as Swift gets going. There goes DeAndre Swift for his first Chicago Bears touchdown. Playing a role in what is now a 9-point contest. Fake it to Williams. Stafford deep down the middle for Robinson. A shot.
Throw it.
Play fake, deep drop. Good blitz pick up by Ronnie Rivers, and Tutu Atwell makes the grab.
And still 3 points. Forget the touchdown drive.
Stafford, Parkinson, and that's the veteran play to get into at least a reasonable field goal range. Longest attempt of his young NFL career. It's a big one from 52 for Carty. And he drills it to keep it at a one-possession game after his first 1,000-yard season last year. Pressure coming on Williams, and he goes to Swift. And he sets up 3rd down and short. That's 5 pre-snap penalties against the Bears today. 3rd and 7. Pressure coming. Williams gets eaten alive by Quinton Lake. Just the 2nd sack of the former UCLA Bruins career. Screen. Williams, nice catch. He's got some ground to make up. Johnson grabbed him, and Brisker drilled him. It's 4th down. Kramer is in there.
Kramer's back.
Roshan Johnson, 1st down, a big one. Rams are out of timeouts. It's a run blitz. Williams keeps it, and he will not make it. He will stay in bounds, so you can still take 40 seconds off the clock. 92 yards away from tying the game with 63 seconds and no timeouts. Stafford unloads, hit as he throws, ball game, Brisker, Bears win. And Matt Eberflus calms the storm in Chicago for the moment. Sean McVay still shorthanded, falls to 1-3 on the season.